I guess the thing that I appreciate most about this seminar was the fact that I've been able now to look at my son with a different perspective, a different view. Before there was no clarity. We were just like all the parents here. We're just kind of jumping around from one therapist, one doctor to the other. So I leave with a better sense of peace, clarity, and that's kind of in a nutshell for me.
Good, thank you.
I guess for me the most important thing I've gotten is that now I have a clear path as to where we need to go and what we need to do to help Santiago outgrow this and be a better person and not feel that it's my fault or it's my boy's fault because he's not getting it and he's not progressing in spite of all the effort that we put in going through therapist. Now I'll be the one doing the program with him. I'll be the one doing the effort along with him. It's not just going to be him.
Good, great.
I think the best thing that we learned is the systematic approach to evaluating our son Jack, and because that's obviously the thing that will help us to figure out what we need to do to as to where to go from here.
Good, thank you.
I think that the best thing that I learned was just how interconnected all of the different aspects of our child and his formation and his physical ability and his visual ability are related to how his brain is organized, and not necessarily that physical sort of leads to better physical, but rather that physical, relates also to vision and reading and speaking and understanding.
Good, thank you, Candace.
I learned that there's hope, and there's a lot we can do to heal our son. And it's all here. You've taken 7 years of searching. It seems like it all comes together right here. God bless you. Thank you.
Hi, I think I echo what my wife said. It's an affirmation of what we've been going through for the past 8 years with our sons. We've been doing a fragmented approach to his wellness, seeing specialists in several different fields, and sort of an innate feeling that we've had that there has to be something that cohesively puts all this together. And I think that's the one thing I take away from here, that there is cohesion, that it isn't this spectrum disease that requires a spectrum of different cures, is that there is a cure. It's a spectrum of different methods to the cure, but there is a cure for this. And that's what I take away from it.
Good.
Thank you.
I could stand up and talk forever. It's been about 5 years that Ben and I have been wondering about what's going on with our oldest son. It comes through phases. There are times that things are smooth, and there are times that they are not that much. Part of it is because I am an occupational therapist myself. I don't practice, but I've always also struggled with, I don't want to adapt for him with medication. They will diagnose him with a label that I don't think is going to help him. So I homeschool, and I've adapted for him, but my adaptations weren't enough. And medication was going to be the route. And it's because of Tori that I'm here. Because of Tori.
I think one of the major things for us as a family that we'll take away from this 3-day seminar is the ability to look at our family holistically, not just our son, but how our whole family are part of the process and not part of the problem. And I think that's going to help us focus and refocus until we accomplish the goals as a family.
Good.
Before we came here, we were desperately seeking the internet for answers. And we feel that we have gotten some answers now, actually, that there is a way that will help our son. And that's the most important thing. So thank you.
Good, you're welcome.
I think the most important thing that I learned here is everything. Is the techniques, the nutrition, the program itself. And as Kenya said, I'm going to be the teacher for him. I'm going to be the specialist, the nutrition, the all that I can be to help my son. And I think the most important thing that I learned is that I'm not alone, that a lot of people are with me, and thanks.
Good.
Well, I have to be honest. Well, it's been my wife who's been actually doing the research. So I actually was dragged to this place. And I'm like, I know, I'm like, we're going to come back to Phoenix and we're going to be the same people. Like, it's as soon as we closed the doors after the first night, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. She's like, she only had to say, are you happy we came? I'm like, oh, I hate to admit it. Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm glad we came. And I feel so fortunate, honestly, that I understand my son. So many little things that were coming out that I'm like, I would have never noticed that. And especially that we've been to places like most people. And everybody telling us, oh, your son is doing so great. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not, now that I'm here, no, he wasn't doing any better than, and I think probably things were gonna get a little worse. So now having the tools to actually work and help our son, and I think the family is gonna come together. I think I'm gonna spend more time, usually it's mom doing it. I feel like I have a responsibility to be more involved, and I think this is gonna get us together.
Great.
My wife and I, this was a hard summer for us just because of some of the things that we had heard from a number of specialists. And I remember this summer being a time where we specifically asked the Lord, I know myself personally, I said, Lord, I need to know exactly what's going on here with Austin and Ashton. And then I need you to reveal to us your plan. And this is an answer to prayer for us. There's no doubt about it. It's an answer to our prayers. And we believe in miracles. And this is just the beginning of a grand miracle that the Lord is going to do.
Oh, I don't even know what to say other than the first thing that comes to my mind is hope. And then it was family. It's like, oh yeah, Family Hope Center. So I think it's been said, just the whole family aspect of, we have 6 kids, so that the 4 older ones can kind of be involved with the twins' development, and that it's a family thing, and it's really going to not be something that was happening before with running here and there, pulling our family apart, but actually bringing us together.
My favorite thing is this, something I can hold in my hand and look at and see exactly where Ashlyn is, exactly where her trouble spots are, and all the great instructions that you gave me on how to fix it, like exactly how many times a day, for how long, and how long she needs to do that before I move to the next step. I just love that. Because I read a lot of the Glenn Doman books, but I was still not quite clear on how to totally do it right. And I wanted to do it right, and I feel like I have the information to do that. So thank you.
Good, you're welcome.
Well, she mostly took my answer. I think the biggest thing for me was more clarity for Ashlyn, but also it was great to hear some of the things because I could see different things with my other children that we can actually help with. The other thing, too, that I really was happy about was the fact that all the doctors and therapists, and this is the way it's going to be, or we don't know, or we're not sure, and this really, like, here's a plan, this will help, and these are the results. So that's what I really appreciated.
I could say so many things that resonate with what everybody's already said already, but kind of on a funny side, I can stop looking on the internet for what, always thinking, there's something I feel like I'm not doing for her, that I'm missing. This itch that just, I couldn't get scratched, and I feel like it's scratched now. I'm ready. So.
Good.
I got dragged here as well. When Joanne had mentioned this, I said, oh, we're going to go to this 3-day seminar in front of a bunch of witch doctors, and then we're going to leave, and we're going to be out another $1,000, and here we go. But the thing that resonates with me mostly is the first day when we went around and spoke about our kids. Like, how would you describe your kid? And before I came here, I would say, Sophia's delayed. That's how I describe my kid to everybody. And now I think I would say, Sophia's great, and she's going to be better. And what this is, I used to believe that, but now I know it. So that's what I'm thankful for.
La chose la plus importante, c'est qu'effectivement, il y a un espoir.
So the most important thing is that there is hope.
À l'inverse de tout ce que nous ont dit les médecins.
And it's completely opposite to what was told to us by doctors.
Et ce qui est aussi agréable, c'est de pouvoir intégrer nos autres enfants dans le programme.
And it's also to integrate our other children within the program. That's important as well.
À un tel point que nous, en Europe, on parle peut-être moins que vous, je vois ici, de nos croyances et de nos pratiques religieuses. Et à un tel point que même si ma mère brûlait une bougie tous les jours devant la Vierge, je dis, mince, il nous abandonne ce coup-là.
So he was just saying, obviously that, in France they do speak less religiously or about the personal beliefs, but he said, for our son, if we had to, light a candle every day, we'd certainly do it.